broken down blue collar, a chance to live a dream in Tennessee. In Tennessee.
It's time to play. It's time to play electrician over here. To my mom and dad and family and everybody. If something should happen, I did my best. I just got back from City Thrift, and I picked up a bunch of 1.25" conduit. I got 160 feet of number 2 wire, 80 foot of number 4, and 80 foot of number 6. We're going to see how this works out here. Oh boy, a lot's been going on, and I'm sitting around here waiting for help, and I'm not finding it. So I guess you just got to kind of take control of the situation. So we're going to go inside, clear out the corner of the room over by the panel, and we're going to run conduit, and we're going to see just how good we can get at it. I don't quite know what I'm doing. I'm not going to hook it up to the box. I'm just going to dig a trench and bring it out to here, and I guess we'll check back with you. All right, so I spent the last hour cutting out the sheetrock, and there was plywood behind there and all kinds of stuff, and then vacuuming, and I shut the power off, and I got my my coupling here, and I managed to get the punch out. The punch out is right there. I had to punch it out, and this is going to go up in there. It's going to be threaded, and then we're going to run our conduit down. Got to kind of figure out where we want it to end up. We'll check back with you. All right, so after about an hour here, I managed to get the main piece in here. I got the knockout, tightened it down really good with a flathead screwdriver, tapped it really good in there, and we've got our 90-degree elbow going down. The only problem I'm running into here, guys, is that it's higher than the beam. The beam is actually lower than it, so I don't know quite exactly what I'm going to do. I've got it aimed slightly in that direction underneath. I guess maybe I'll run a piece of flexi or something to clear the floor beams. I don't know, but yeah, we'll check back with you. All right, so the issue that we have here is I'm down in the crawl space. I got about 6 inches above me here. I'm halfway through the house. And I have to heat up and bend the PVC so it will clear this beam. See this beam here? So we're gonna have to work something out to try to make it work. So I have a socket. I'm gonna put a socket inside the PVC so it doesn't collapse on me. Heat it up very slowly and bend it. All right, so we've got our first slight bend. All right, so here's what I came up with. I used the heat gun and I slightly, gently bended it, and I decided to go on the ground. There were too many obstructions. See, everything is nailed to the beam here. If you look in here, there's no gap to get anything done. So it's coming out of our 90 in the living room, coming down, and now it's gonna go right directly on the ground. All right, so I'm down the other end here. We're going down that way under the panel, and I stuck it, the PVC in the oven, and I gave it a mild curve so that we can come along here and end up over there tight. I don't know if you can see it, but I don't want to come out here because there's a big 6-foot area where you could stand, and I didn't want it to be hanging down, whacking your head and stuff. So I lightly, mildly heated up the conduit, and I gave it a nice curve. It didn't eggshell, it didn't nothing. The fittings went on nice and tight. So we're almost at the other end of the house, so we'll check back with you. All right, so I made it across the house. As you can see, it's going way back yonder. You see, that's a loose piece right there. going up into the fuse panel, coming under the house. I did a nice little bend over here. I don't know if you can see it right there. Heated it up, contoured it along here. I'm going to get a couple of hangers here just to hang it and support it. It's sitting on the dirt right now, but I'm going to hang it over there. I have to get the hole saw drilled through the siding from the inside so that I could capture it, and yeah, I'll run to the hardware store. All right, so we are all strapped up and we are outside. Check it out. We are outside. Couple of little curve bends, no kinking. We have no kinking. Little burn spot right there, not an issue. But yeah, so we are outside. We are done. Now I just got to pull the wire through. So we'll check back with you. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Now we just got to do a 90, go 2 feet down, and go over to our container. So we are on to day 2, and I got my sexy little assistant here helping me. And we managed to fish a small twine through there. And then we pulled our heavier rope through there. And what I'm doing now is I'm just going through here and I'm making my head. I'm making my head with the 2 gauge wire to wrap around my knot, and hopefully with a little bit of success pull all this wire through. Debbie's running it outside to keep it straight. So now what I'm going to do is move on to the second number 2 wire. We'll check back with you. All right, so we have all our heads made, and Debbie, my pretty assistant, has trailed them all side by side outside. What's up, Deb? It's not too bad. It's about, what is it? It is, it's almost 50 degrees. So now we have to harness them all to the main head. And we'll check back with you. Well, we're through. Once I was able to get past that 90-degree bend, me and Debbie pulled it right through. So, on to the next step. Gone with the dish. It's a new era. All we need is internet. This type shit here, this dish shit, is just obsolete. Alright, so I've been out here a few hours today, and I dug about 2 feet deep. I got about 18 inches above the tubing, so we're good there. It's fished out, and it's not quite done yet. What I'm going to do here is this. I'm going to enter from the bottom of the shipping container, and here's why. As the container potentially settles, I don't want to affect the conduit in any way, shape, or form. So what I'm going to do is actually, now that conduit is 1.25 inches. I'm actually going to cut a little bit of a larger square so that that could float in and out of the container, which is what I kind of thought up last minute. It kind of makes perfect sense. So I guess we'll check back with you. I got to run out and get a 90-degree elbow. But she's looking right. Another beautiful day in West Tennessee. And yeah, we're almost there. We're almost there. Hardware stores are closed today, and I'm short 190 degree. So we're gonna see how this turns out here. With a little bit of luck, maybe we could get it. So we're into the container. It's a little crooked, but it's all right. The hole in the floor is much larger than the pipe. I'm gonna squirt some of that foam down in there, so now the container can go up and down. Broke a shovel, and this is just some of the roots that I had to dig up. So I guess now we can bury it. All right, so we have our 100 amp panel hooked up here. We have the 2 number 2 wires going to the 100 amp breaker, and then we have our neutral, and we have our ground hooked up to the neutral bar, or the ground bar. So we'll walk you inside and show you inside. All right, so we have our 100 amp panel here with the conduit going outside with the hole being slightly larger, so like I said, it could move up and down. We have our 50 amp breaker for the welder. We're gonna run our 110 over to the box. We're using 12-2 wire. So Pops, you know, thanks a lot for giving me that info. See you later.
A broken down blue collar.